Tenfold, do you remember when new levels were added to the Danger Mouse game?
How can I forget? I was so scared I wore a cardboard box on my head for a week.
Well, you'd better break out that box again, because even more amazing new levels have been added. Prepare for manic mayhem as megahertz attacks, and brace yourself for a whole new world of danger as we face Greenback in a final showdown on an entirely different planet. All this action and more is ready now on the CBBC website.
Hi, so today we're going to be looking at the new BBC iPlayer Kids app. You put in your age and it finds your favourite CBBC programmes and new stuff. You can download shows and watch them even when you're not online.
I'm in.
We love it!
We have a winner.
Epic.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Sounds cool!
You make all the decisions.
Anna, tea time, now!
Well, nearly all of them. The BBC iPlayer Kids app. Download it now.
Newsround's coming up next, so don't go anywhere.
The thing is, Karim...
Yeah.
What is news?
Well, news can be anything, really. Anything that's worth talking about or, you know, that's something or someone may know. For example, this afternoon we have the final instalment of Hetty Feather.
Oh, I didn't know that. That means it's news.
It is news, indeed. And this week, this is some really good news because we are celebrating awesome authors. And this weekend, we have a very special edition live CBBC Book Club with the lovely Katie Thistleton, amazing guests, and a studio audience. How cool is that going to be? A studio audience for Book Club. And me and Hax will be in Birmingham for awesome authors.
Well, I'm going to Birmingham. Oh, I can't wait.
It's going to be great. I'm very excited. We'll see you there. Right now, here's Newsround. Hey, I've got family in Birmingham. We can say hi to my nan.
That's not news.
CBBC.
Good morning, Ayshah here with Tuesday's Newsround. Coming up in the next 5. This is the UK's next Prime Minister. She'll move into Downing Street tomorrow. And the monkeys who are smarter than we thought. First, our top story this morning, Theresa May will become the UK's second female Prime Minister on Wednesday, taking charge of the country at one of the most stormy times in recent political history. But who is she? I've been taking a look. She's been described as confident, hard-working and unflappable. Theresa May has long been tipped as a future Prime Minister, and yesterday we found out she'd get the top job sooner than we thought.
We're going to give people more control over their lives. And that's how, together, we will build a better Britain.
But why are we getting a new Prime Minister in the first place?
There was a chance for someone else to be the Prime Minister because the man who does the job at the moment, David Cameron, decided to give it up after the result of that big vote we had about whether we should stay in the European Union or not.
A vicar's daughter from Oxfordshire, she went to a state school before going on to study geography at Oxford University. It's where she met her future husband, Philip, who she's been married to for the last 36 years. The 59-year-old has been Home Secretary for the last 6 years, which is a big job in the government. It means she's in charge of things like police, keeping the country safe and immigration. She's got the backing of the current Prime Minister, David Cameron.
On Wednesday, I would attend the House of Commons for Prime Minister's questions, and then after that, I expect to go to the Palace and offer my resignation, so we'll have a new Prime Minister in that building behind me by Wednesday evening.
So far, Conservative MPs have rallied round their new leader, but rival political parties have called for another general election to let the British public decide who runs the country. Mrs May's supporters have been clear. There will be no election until 2020. So for now, Theresa May is preparing to lead the UK as the country's second ever female Prime Minister. Euro 2016 champions Portugal have returned home to a hero's welcome. Thousands of fans lined the streets of the capital, Lisbon. 12 years ago, Portugal hosted the Euros and lost in the final to Greece. So finally, Cristiano Ronaldo and his teammates could show off the trophy. The movie a lot of you are waiting for this summer, Finding Dory, will be out in cinemas soon. But while there's a lot of excitement, conservationists are a bit concerned. The last movie caused lots of people to want clownfish as pets, which led to a decline of the species in the wild. 13 years ago, a very famous clownfish first swam onto our screens. on a mission to find his son Nemo.
So where are you going?
Well, you see, my son was taken. My son was taken away from me.
No way.
Even though the story is all about fish trying to escape being held as pets, the movie actually inspired more people to want to own clownfish. That meant more were caught in the wild to keep up with demand. Conservationists say more than 1 million clownfish are taken from their homes every year. That's why these students in Australia have a programme to keep tropical fish at their school.
At school we breed clownfish, and every clownfish we breed and sell is one less taken off from the reef.
But now there's a sequel on the way, starring Dory the Blue Tang.
Oh, hi! Can you help me? I lost my family. Where are you?
Researchers are worried they might become the new favourites. It's a big reason why these guys are making such a big effort to save tropical fish.
This is a blue tang. Blue tangs are very hard to keep alive in fish tanks because they can get diseases very easily.
But when you're buying a tropical fish from a pet store, you have to ask how hard is it to look after, if it's captive bred, and if you can keep it in a tank.
So although these colourful characters are pretty to look at, conservationists say it's better to leave plenty of Nemos and Dorys in their natural habitat. Finally, it looks like capuchin monkeys like this one are brainier than scientists thought. The primates have learned over time how to use stone hammers as tools to break nuts for food. But now researchers studying them have found tools dating back 700 years, which is much earlier than previously thought. Clever things. Well, that's all from me. Newsround's back in about half an hour. See you then. Bye-bye.